You know, we are reminded very often about the power of love and that love can be given to someone in your own family or just someone you kind of adopt into your circle. Certainly that is true from an adult to a child. We're talking this morning about foster parenting, the great benefit it can bring not only to the children involved, but also to the adults who are right there to share their love and wisdom with a child in need. Susan Sharp sees that every day. She is with Camelot Care Centers, serving many counties in the Tennessee area, the Tennessee Valley. Good to talk to you this morning, Susan.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
You were sharing with me that this is not only a good time to talk about what your agency does, simply because it's always a good day to share that message, but right now y'all are in real need of placing some children who need that very love we're talking about.
We are. What we have seen in the last probably 18 months is the number of children coming into foster care go up while the number of people wanting to be foster parents has gone down. If we look at statistics, right now we have over 8,000 children in foster care across the state of Tennessee, and we only have 4,000 foster homes.
8,000. Now, are any of those 8,000, Susan, sibling groups where they could possibly be placed in the same home?
I would say the majority of them are sibling groups.
So does that become a problem? I mean, I guess when you volunteer to be a foster parent, obviously you go through great training, and y'all do that there at Camelot Care Centers. But do people, the parents, have an option to say, yes, I want to take in a sibling group, or no, I'd prefer just to have one child?
Well, that's kind of a twofold answer. First of all, the state is very dedicated, and Camelot is dedicated to making sure that sibling groups are placed together. When a child is removed from their biological home, that is traumatic enough. We don't want to layer on that trauma by separating them from their siblings. So first and foremost, we have a desire to keep those children together. But if we have those families who say, you know, I've never parented before, I only have this much space, I can only take one child, we're going to work with them in those parameters as well.
I mentioned the training that y'all do. Talk about that a little bit, because I'm sure there are people watching this morning and their heart is in the right place, but they might be a little bit timid because they don't know what to do. Y'all step in to help with that.
We do. First thing you want to do is go to www.thecamelotdifference.com so you can fill out a form and we can route you to the trainer. We've all talked about how hard the pandemic has been and what the effects it's had. The one good thing that's happened for us is we were able to move our training online. So instead of folks leaving a job, trying to rush home, get kids settled, and then go back out and go to an office and sit in class for 3 hours, we are now doing training over Zoom. There's literally never been a more convenient time to get your foster parent training. And our trainers are going to walk you through every step of that.
So in terms of who can do it, often I had a conversation a few days ago with someone talking about the power of grandparents and the role that they play. By the time you get to be in your 60s, you've got a lot of wisdom behind you and a lot of love to still share. Is that too old to be a foster parent?
Absolutely not. And I'm actually glad you're bringing that up, because there's a lot of myths around who can and can't foster. And I will tell you that if you are 25 and older, you can pass a background check, you have stable housing and stable income, and talk to us. You can foster. Married, divorced, widowed, same sex, any of those people can foster.
I guess each situation is going to be different, and some people who have children come into their home may end up keeping those children for a number of years, but the goal, I guess, always is to try to get the children back with their biological family as quickly as they can. Is that right?
Correct. The goal of foster care is reunification, first and foremost. We are happy when that happens. There are times that doesn't pan out either. So foster parents end up having children for years or even adopting them.
Okay, now you also said that your primary age group needing to place right now are school-age children. That's a wide gamut. So are you meaning elementary all the way through high school, or primarily those middle and teen years?
school age. It's the wide gamut that you're talking about, from 5 all the way to 18.
You said, you mentioned a website, I think it was the Camelot difference. What is the difference using Camelot? What sets y'all apart?
The in-home service that we provide after the placement. When people come to us and they become a licensed Camelot foster parent and they get that placement, we very much are in the home helping our foster parents with whatever they need. We have some cases where we have someone in the home as often as 3 times a week because that's what the foster parent needs. That's what the child needs. Other cases, we're in there once, maybe twice a week. Of course, ongoing support and education for the foster parents as well through Camelot.
You know, I would imagine it's a pretty humbling thing to be the foster parent and to have some years go by and reconnect with a child who you loved, to hear after the fact what a difference your time and dedication and love meant to that person in developing their life.
You know, I have so many stories of people who fostered and the children went back home and they maintained those relationships. They had forged a bond with the bio parents and they had forged a bond with those children and they stayed a part of their lives. And then there are times that they go home and people kind of go their own ways, and the kids, with, you know, social media, they find their foster parents and they reconnect that way. So those are the best stories. We love those.
And I guess let me ask you this too before I let you run. We talked about the age 25 all the way through to be a foster parent. If you already have children of your own and they're still at home with you, do you ever see situations where a family has 2 or 3 of their own children who are whatever ages, and then they bring foster children in and that just enriches the whole family even more?
See it every day. We really do. We see families who say, well, I've got 2 kids of my own, so I'm not really sure, but I'm going to try this. And then they go through the training, they get that placement, and within about 3 or 4 months, they're no longer their foster kids. They're just their kids.
So if people want to get involved and start, where do they start, Susan? Are y'all having classes going on? Is it virtual? How is that working?
Okay, you're going to start with that website. Go to thecamelotdifference.com and you're going to go on there, fill out, it's called a feedback form, but it's actually just a form we use to gather some information. When you fill that out, it will be routed to the appropriate trainer, and then we're going to call you within 24, 36 hours of getting that and talk you through when the next class is, how long it should take, and probably go ahead and give you some paperwork to get started on.
All right. Well, don't wait. You heard her say there are 8,000 children statewide and only 4,000 families to take them in. And at Camelot Care Centers, they service a number of counties in our viewing area. So pretty much no matter where you're watching, if you're in Tennessee this morning, they would be able to use you to benefit a child in need. Susan, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Again, it's Camelot Care Centers. The website, as she told you, is thecamelotdifference.com. You're also welcome to give them a call if you wish, 541-4187. We're back after this.